Hi dear friends, how are you all? Welcome to our YouTube channel HR Tutors India. In this video, we'll be discussing about another statutory compliance, that is the Minimum Wage Act 1948. This is one of the crucial and important statutory compliance. Let's understand in deep about Minimum Wage Act 1948. What is Minimum Wage Act? Before getting into the video, let us understand what exactly Minimum Wages Act is and what does it stands for. The Minimum Wage Act is a pivotal piece of legislation in India that aims to establish legal framework for fixing minimum wages across various sectors. This act was enacted to protect the interests of the workers by earning they receive fair wages for their labor. By guaranteeing minimum wages, the Act plays a crucial role in alleviating poverty and enhancing the standard of living for workers. It's essential for employers and employees alike to understand this legislation to ensure compliance and uphold workers' rights. Objectives of Minimum Wage Act. In today's segment, let's explore the main objectives of Minimum Wage Act 1948. The primary goal of this act is to ensure minimum standard of living for workers and their families. By establishing minimum wage rates, it helps workers to maintain a basic quality of life. Another important objective is to prevent exploitation for labor by fixing minimum wages for different sectors. This regulation ensures that workers are compensated fairly for their efforts. The Act also provides the periodic revision of minimum wages to keep pace with the rising cost of living. This adequately ensures that wages remain relevant and sufficient over time. Lastly, the Act aims to promote social justice and economic equality in the workforce. By safeguarding workers' rights and providing fair compensation, it contributes to a more just and equitable society. Understanding these objectives is crucial for both employers and employees to foster a fair working environment. Key definitions of Minimum Wage Act. Now let's take a look at some key definitions of important terms in the Minimum Wage Act 1948. The first, we have minimum wages. This term refers to the lowest remuneration that employers are legally required to pay their workers. It's important to note that minimum wage can vary based on the industry, nature of work, and location. Next is scheduled employment. This refers to the specific industries or sectors listed in the schedules of the Act where the minimum wages apply. Understanding these sectors are covered in crucial for both employers and employees. The term wage period is also significant. It denotes the period for which wages are calculated, typically on a weekly or monthly basis. This helps in determining how wages are to be paid and when. Finally, we have the term employer, which refers to any employee, a person, or entity that employs one or more individuals in scheduled employment. This definition is essential as it outlines who is responsible for adhering to the provisions of this Act. Familiarity with these definitions helps clarity of the framework within which the Minimum Wage Act operates. Applicability of Minimum Wage Act. Now let's discuss the applicability of Minimum Wage Act 1948. The Act applies to all establishments in India that employ workers in scheduled employment. This rule ensures that workers in various sectors receive promotion under the law. Moreover, every state in India has the authority to notify the scheduled employments and determine the minimum wage for these specific sectors. This means that while the Act provides a national framework, the implementation it specifies can vary by state, reflecting the local economic conditions and needs. Understanding the applicability of the Act is crucial for both employers and employees to ensure compliance and awareness of their rights and responsibilities. Benefits of Minimum Wage Act. Let's now look at the benefits of Minimum Wage Act 1948. First and foremost, the Act provides workers protection. By ensuring that workers receive minimum wages that is fair and just, it plays a crucial role in helping to eliminate poverty among laborers. This safeguard empowers workers to meet their basic needs. Additionally, the Act aims to enhance the standard of living of workers and their families. By providing adequate remuneration, it provides to better living conditions and improved quality of life. Finally, the Act supports economic stability in the nation. By ensuring a fair distribution of wealth, it fosters a more balanced economy where workers can contribute to and benefit from the economic growth. These benefits illustrate the importance of Minimum Wage Act in promoting social justice and economic equality in the workforce. Rules regarding Minimum Wage Act. Now let's discuss the rules regarding payment under the Minimum Wage Act 1948. Employers are required to pay wages that are not less than the minimum wage fixed for the scheduled employment. This ensures that all workers receive at least a baseline level of income for their labor. Additionally, wages should be paid in cash. It's important to note that any deduction made from these wages are subjected to the provisions of Payment of Wages Act 1936. This adds an extra layer of protection for employees regarding their earnings. Moreover, this act mandates the timely payment of wages. Typically, employers must ensure that wages are paid within a specified period after the end of the wage period. This timely payment is essential for workers to manage their finances and meet their daily needs effectively. These rules are vital in ensuring that workers are treated fairly and receive the compensation they deserve for their work. Deductions under Minimum Wage Act 1948. Now let's talk about the deduction permissible under the Minimum Wage Act 1948. Deductions from wages are allowed only for specific reasons. This include absence from duty. If a worker is absent without prior approval, a deduction can be made for that day's wage. Damage or loss of goods. If an employee is responsible for any damage or loss of goods during their employment, deductions can be made to recover the loss. Recover of advances. If an employer has given any advance to an employee, deduction can be made to recover these amounts. However, it's crucial to note that any unauthorized deductions are prohibited under this act. This means employers cannot deduct amounts from the wages without a valid reason or employee consent. This protection ensures that the workers are not unfairly deprived of their hard-earned wages. By having clear guidelines on permissible deductions, this act aims to safeguard workers' rights and ensures fair treatment in the workplace. Fines and penalties under Minimum Wage Act 1948. Now let's understand the fines and penalties for non-compliance with the Minimum Wage Act. Employees who fail to pay the minimum wage as mandated by this act can face significant penalties, including fines. These penalties are designed to enforce compliance and protect workers' rights. Moreover, continuous non-compliance can lead to stricter penalties which may include imprisonment for the employers. This is serious consequence, underscores the importance of adhering to provisions of this act. Employees who have the right to file complaints against employers who violate the Act's provisions. This ensures that workers have a channel to seek justice, that employers are held accountable for their actions. By empowering employees to report violations, this act aims to promote fair labor penalties practices and protect the interests of all workers. Mode of payment under Minimum Wage Act. Now let's talk about the mode of payment under Minimum Wage Act 1948. Payment to workers must primarily be made in cash, although electronic transfers are also acceptable. This flexibility helps ensure that workers receive their wages in a timely manner. Additionally, employers are required to maintain accurate records of wage payments. This not only ensures compliance with the Act but also promotes transparency and financial transactions. By keeping detailed records, employers can demonstrate their adherence to the minimum wage requirements and help protect the rights of their employees. Prohibition of unauthorized deductions under Minimum Wage Act. Now let's discuss about the prohibition of unauthorized deductions in Minimum Wage Act 1948. Understanding this act, employers are strictly prohibited from making unauthorized deductions from the wages of workers. This provision is crucial in protecting workers' rights and ensuring they receive their entitled remuneration without unjust deductions. Furthermore, workers have the right to challenge any deductions they believe to be unlawful. This empowers them to seek redress and ensures that their earnings are unfairly impacted by improper deductions. Employers' obligations under Minimum Wage Act 1948. Now let's cover the employer's obligation under Minimum Wage Act 1948. Employers must ensure that they comply with the minimum wages rates prescribed by this industry. This means they need to be aware of specific minimum wage standards applicable to their sector and ensure that they pay their workers accordingly. Additionally, employers are required to maintain proper records of wages paid to employees. This documenting is vital for transparency and accountability, allowing both employers and employees to verify compliance with this act. Lastly, employers must inform workers about their rights under this act. Providing a transparent wage structure not only fosters trust between employers and employees, but also keeps workers understand their entitlements. This ensures that workers are aware of their rights and can advocate for fair treatment regarding their wages. Employees' rights under Minimum Wage Act. Now let's discuss the employees' rights under the Minimum Wage Act 1948. Employees have the right to receive at least the minimum wages for their work. This ensures that every worker is compensated fairly for their efforts, helping to uphold their dignity and standard of living. Moreover, workers can file complaints against employers for non-compliance with the minimum wages regulations. This right empowers employees to take action if they believe their wages are not being paid according to the legal standards set by this Act. Additionally, employees have the right to access information regarding the wage rates and deductions made from their wages. This transparency allows workers to understand how their wages are calculated and ensured they are aware of the requirement and entitlements, fostering trust between employers and employees. Complaints Checklist Minimum Wage Act. Now let us understand the complaints checklist for both employers and employees. For employers, verifying the minimum wages ensures you to know the minimum wages responsible or applicable to their industry. Stay updated with any changes or notification issued by the government. Maintain records keeps ensure records of wage payments and deductions. This documentation will help in maintaining transparency and compliance. Timely payment. Ensure timely payment of wages as per the stipulated timeline. Delayed payments can lead to penalties and grievances for employees. Educate employees. Inform and educate employees about their rights under the Minimum Wage Act. Awareness is the key to complaints and employees' satisfaction. For employees, know your minimum wage. Be aware of the minimum wage applicable to your employment sector. This knowledge empowers you to recognize your rights. Keep records. Maintain records of wages paid and any deductible made. Maintain records of wages paid and any deductions made. This will help you track your earnings and identify any discrepancies. Report violations. If you notice any discrepancies or violations, report them to appropriate authorities. Taking action ensures compliance and protects your rights. Understand your right. Familiarize yourself with your rights regarding wages and the procedures for claiming them. Knowing your entitlements is crucial for fair treatment in the workplace. The Minimum Wage Act 1948 plays a crucial role in protecting the rights of workers, ensuring they receive fair compensation for their labor. By establishing a legal frame of minimum wages, this act helps to uplift the economic status of workers and their families while promoting social justice in the workplace. Employers and employees alike must understand their obligations and rights under this act to foster a fair and equitable working environment. Compliance with this legislation is essential for sustainable economic growth and overall well-being of the workforce in India. So friends, hope you understood in detail about the Statutory Compliance Minimum Wage Act 1948. If you have any queries or questions related to this video, please do comment in the comment section. I'll be happy enough to answer all the queries. And if you like this video, please do subscribe and share among your friends. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice day.